Gilbert Goldfish wants a pet. To any outsider, Gilbert had everything a goldfish could ever want. Looks like he has a pretty nice little setup. He's got a castle and a treasure box and some pretty little rocks. A magnificent stone castle, a treasure chest full of gold, and a fast, tasty flakes that fell from the sky in time for breakfast every single day. But the one thing Gilbert did not have, and he wanted very, very desperately, was a pet. Sometimes he imagined his pet would be small and sometimes big, sometimes really, really big. Sometimes Gilbert imagined his pet would have fur or feathers or floppy ears. But every day and always Gilbert imagined what it would be like to have a pet to care for and to love. Then one day, Gilbert woke up to find a dog barking at him. Bark, 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 bark. Gilbert blinked his eyes and made sure that he wasn't dreaming, and the dog wiggled and wagged his tail and licked the bowl. Gilbert swam around and around, happily in circles. The dog ran around and around and around in circles too. A pet? Gilbert gulped. I have my very own pet. The dog barked and barked and barked and barked some more. Bark, 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 bark. Gilbert had never dreamed that his pet would be so noisy or so thirsty. A week passed. A very tired Gilbert woke up, and the barkety bark dog was gone. The castle was quiet again. Gilbert was just a teeny bit relieved. A few days later, Gilbert noticed a small gray mouse peering at him through the glass. Gilbert's little fishy heart went pitter patter, swish, swish. The mouse licked her paws and sniffed the bowl. Gilbert swam around and around in circles happily. The mouse, who thought Gilbert was a large chunk of cheddar cheese, ran around him and around in circles too. Squeak, squawk, squeak, squawk. A pet, Gilbert gulped happily. I have a very quiet little pet. Oh, he's got hearts in his eyes. He loves the little mouse. The mouse sniffed and sniffed and sniffed some more. Sniff, sniff, sniff. When the hungry mouse was determined that Gilbert was not, in fact, a block of cheese, she ran away, and she never came back. Gilbert's little fishy heart went pitter, patter, plop. More time passed, and Gilbert was just about to give up on his dream when a fly landed on the rim of his bowl. Well, hello there, little fella, Gilbert called out cheerfully. The fly started buzzing around in circles. Buzz, buzz. Gilbert jumped up and down, and he was wide-eyed as he saw the fly, and they ran up to each other to greet. A pet, Gilbert gulped. I have a quiet, friendly thwack. Oh my, poor fly and poor Gilbert. He circled and circled and cried enough tears to fill up a gallon aquarium. Look at that. Aww, poor little baby. In the morning, Gilbert opened his eyes. Somebody was watching him. Gilbert gulped. Somebody flickered its long tail and whirly whiskers. Gilbert cautiously swam around and around, and the somebody followed. Gilbert jumped. Somebody jumped too. Gilbert thought, eyeing the curious little new creature that was right before him. Not too loud, not too rude, and not too squished. A pet, Gilbert gulped. I have the perfect pet. You look kind of hungry, Gilbert said. Would you like to join me for breakfast? The creature moved in closer and closer and closer, and then it took a really big bite. Uh-oh. Who is it? I think I know who it is. Of a delicious green flake. The pink ones are really good too, Gilbert said with a smile. Would you like me to show you around the castle? I thought it was a cat, but it's actually another fish. Now Gilbert really does have everything a goldfish could ever want, including a big pet Fluffy. Like he has a little food dish in there and it says Fluffy.